Hey friends, quick trigger warning. In this episode, my friend Annie graciously shares her story with prenatal and postpartum anxiety. In this story, Annie will share details of miscarriage, unwanted C-section, as well as thoughts that she had in her lowest moments during prenatal and postpartum anxiety. If this episode will not be useful for you right now, please feel free to skip this episode. Lastly, nothing in this episode should be taken as medical or mental health advice. Please consult your medical or mental health care professional for your mental and physical health questions and/or concerns. And lastly, for any mamas who are opting to skip this episode, we love you and we see you.
When I found out about my pregnancy with Logan, all the joy was gone.
Yeah.
There was no pink glasses, there was no glow, there was nothing. It was fear. I'm not going to get attached right now. I gave life to an anxiety that I have never experienced. Wherein I could not get through a single day without having an actual meltdown. I messaged my OB and I was like, I need help. I'm not doing well. Don't carry shame about it. Know that there is treatment. It is effective, and it doesn't last forever. It doesn't last forever. This does not last forever. That thing is a part of our marriage. I'm not joking.
Welcome back to Long Distance Friends. Today, I have on my dear long distance friend, Annie Vaganay. Annie and I met at Slam Clarksville. The Army has a way of taking you around to different states, as you all know. And Annie and I were workout partners together one day, and we just started goofing off. And I'm like, I love this girl. I'm going to make her my friend. And since then, Annie has just been truly an absolute light and joy and one of the most fun friends I have ever had. She makes me laugh more than anybody has ever made me laugh. She is my favorite person to text. She is the meme / GIF queen. Wait, first off, do you say GIF or GIF? Let's just get that out of the way.
I alternate.
Okay.
I alternate because I never know.
The GIF queen has spoken. You can say GIF or GIF. But I have Annie on today because Annie recently walked through a really difficult pregnancy and postpartum season, and she was gracious enough to come on today and just have a very honest and real and reflective chat about everything she learned / is learning. And so we're probably going to get a little deep today, a little real, but Annie, I am just so grateful for you for coming on today. Thank you for being here.
Anna, thank you so much for having me. It's so nice to see people that you love flourish. And from the day I met you, I was I could listen to you talk all day. So the fact that you found podcasting and then the Army separated us, I was like, I can still listen to her all the time. I can just put you in my headphones and walk around. You are just such a light. And I will never fully get over the fact that we had such a small amount of time together in Clarksville. But that time I feel was so precious to me. And you just made such a huge impact on my life, and you continue to. So I just want to thank you for that.
I love you so much. What does life look like for you right now? What is a typical day in the Vaganay household?
A day in the Vaganay household. We do have a new baby in the home. Arno is up and out of the house super early.
Yeah.
Hits the gym, and then he'll eventually come back, and we're kind of waking up. I have realized that I need to start my day with some type of movement, 20-ish minutes. And discovering that, I feel has been one of the biggest keys for me. You know how in dog shows they do the groups? I would very much so be I'd be one of the working dogs that needs a job. And needs to be doing something. So I go out, I always joke, I'm taking myself for a walk. Instead of the dogs, I'm not just taking the dog, I'm taking me for a walk.
Yes.
Sometimes I listen to even your podcast, I'll put it in so I can listen to a friend, or sometimes I'll put on, sometimes I put on music. A lot of times I like listening to podcasts though, because I like feeling like I'm talking to someone.
Yeah.
Or music or an audiobook. I love switching from my Audible to my Kindle. So at night I can hold the book and then it catches up in my app. Or
Oh, wait,
some
life hack.
they like talk to each other. So I can, if say I read like 3 chapters a night on my Kindle and then I pick up my Audible the next day, it has fast forwarded,
What?
picks me up. It's amazing.
No way.
So yes, if you ask me how, I have no idea. Like, please don't ask me to explain it. It happened for me.
That's
Which is
a pro
amazing.
tip right there. I
Yes.
had no idea.
So my Kindle is old as dirt, but it works. I said this the other day and I was like, look at me using army lingo. But like the op tempo here is like really manageable, right? It's just like, it feels very blessed and like idyllic. And I have to like pinch myself sometimes and be like, this is my life.
Yeah.
We are dinner from the table to the tub to our beds.
Yeah.
We are like a no mess around like family.
Yep.
Arno and I are yeah, we are back on the couch together by like 7:30. No kids.
Yes. Yes. With the
It is-
Ninja Creamies.
Yes. So on my notes, it's the very last bullet point is Creami. That thing is a part of our marriage. Not joking. I'm not joking. And Arno and I sometimes I have to be like, Annie, like not everyone wants to hear about your Ninja Creami.
I do.
But then
I've been
you find
influenced.
I was just gonna say, and then you find people that do, and you're like, yes.
Okay, so for those listening, explain the Ninja Creami. Like, what is a Ninja Creami?
So the Ninja Creami, it all started when I went on a protein goal. I wanted to be the protein queen. I was like, I need to be eating more protein. I want to be healthier. I want to live forever is essentially my goal. I'm like, I want to live forever. And I think it was actually Arno who found a Ninja Creami video on like Facebook Reels. And he was like, what is this? And we found it's an incredible product. I'm gonna try to sound like I don't work for Ninja Creami, okay? But I swear
sponsor her, Ninja, sponsor her.
This thing must have like a car motor in there because it sounds like it's about to blast off through the roof of the house when you use it. That's my only complaint is that she's loud, okay? Like, and it shakes, and you're just like. So, like the couple first times, I was like, I stepped back because I was like, if that blade like spins out, like we're all going down. Like we're all going down. It's not going to be good. But you let them freeze overnight, and then the next night when you're ready for like an ice cream treat, because we're big into like couch treats. That's the last thing on what does a day in the life at the Vaganay house look like? It looks like Arno and I eating our creamies on the couch, and yeah, by 7:30. Maybe 8 o'clock on like on a late night.
First off, like I love hearing about your days right now and your life right now and how happy you are because it was a little touch and go there for a minute, like this past year. And so it's awesome like seeing you on the other side of everything that you've been through because it was really hard. And so will you just like diving right into the deep end?
Yes,
will you share your story with your second pregnancy with Logan? How that process was, and then everything through pregnancy and postpartum. Just as much as you're willing to share, would just love to hear like that story because I know that it's been a big part of your life.
Totally. And I think like it can't go without being said that like you are actually very deeply embedded in that story.
Oh,
whether like you know it or not, like you do like hold a space like right at this like crux of where we moved apart and you were pregnant and I desperately wanted to grow our family. And it became almost like all consuming, right? To a point where I think back and I'm like, I don't know if that was necessarily like a healthy want because like, yes, I found such like purpose in motherhood and like I came into it. I was like, oh, the ministry of motherhood. Like, this is what I was meant to do. Like, I never really felt this, like, not to be funny, but like, I never really felt a drive to work. And like, I never had like a career path that like called to me.
Yeah.
And that always felt really bizarre because I had friends that wanted to do certain things and I never really had that. And then I had Juliet and it became a mother and I was like, like, this is what I was put on this earth to do. Like, this is
Mhm.
my divine purpose. Like, and I know
Yeah.
that you're not a stay-at-home mom forever, but right now, like, this is it.
Yeah.
Um,
It's beautiful.
and so, and it really, yeah, I don't want to like get too emotional about it, but like Juliet, like completely changed me as a woman, obviously, like motherhood
Mhm.
does. And then, and not to say that it wasn't hard. I mean, Arno
Yeah.
was deployed the first 9 months of her life. And so I was very much in
Yep.
motherhood alone.
Yep.
But even there, I was like, I've got this. Like, I've got it. Like, I love her and she loves me. And it's pink and rosy and like, ah.
Mhm.
And
She
then
was your
when it
little
came,
buddy.
yes, she's my little
Yeah.
buddy. And so then when it came time to start thinking about like how we wanted to grow our family, um, it was an obvious like next step
Right.
for me and for Arno. And I thought like we so much as thought about Juliet and she was like conceived. It felt
Yeah.
like we were like,
Yeah.
yeah, well, let's start a family. And she was just there. So I didn't think it would be any different.
Mhm.
Um, which is such like a funny thing to say because it was all different.
Yeah.
And so for weeks and for months, like I struggled with simultaneously being happy for friends or family or other
Mhm.
people that I knew on internet or following on social media, like being pregnant, announcing pregnancies, and I was getting so like down on myself. And I
Mhm.
remember having to take like a lot of steps back and being like, I am, because it was taking much longer than I thought.
Yeah.
And then I started to feel something shift in me because I was like, someone announced a pregnancy on Instagram, and I was like, I'm not happy for you. I'm jealous and I'm mad, but it's
Mm.
not me. Hours would pass and I would just feel rotten inside. And I was like,
Mhm.
that's disgusting, Annie. Like, what do you mean you're not like happy for them? This isn't about you. It's about them. And like, if you're such a good friend, like, how are you not so excited? And instead you deleted Instagram for a week and you cried about it and you're feeling sorry
Mm.
for yourself.
Yep. But it's
But
so relatable though. Like that is hard, you know?
yeah. And like
Yeah.
looking that in the face was also very it was time for me to like grow up a little bit and be like, okay, well, what do you do next? And
Mhm.
so then I overshot the mark there and I was like, well, maybe I have PCOS.
Mhm.
Maybe I'm overweight and I can't conceive. And then it turned really kind of loony when this is where my thoughts begin to be like, okay, I was like, maybe they messed something up when Juliet was a C-section. I was like, maybe they sewed me up wrong. Maybe
Wow. Yeah.
they like it, and it becomes in that moment rational to me.
Yeah.
Away from it, crazy girl,
Yeah.
crazy girl. Like
Yeah.
that's not a thing.
But like there was so
But
much uncertainty and no answers. And so your brain is like trying to find
yeah,
like there has to be a reason, right? And
has to
so,
be.
right? Yeah.
I was like, what is it? I was like, is it the pre-workout we're taking? Like I approached
Yes.
Arno and I was like, are we taking too much pre-workout? And he was like,
Yeah.
no. And I was like reading the back of creatine and I was like, what? If anything, this should be helping. Like, let's double the
Yeah.
dose.
Yeah.
Um, and then I remember you were actually about to have Mia
Mm.
and I FaceTimed you from my bathroom in North Carolina and I was so excited because I was pregnant. And I like
Mhm.
FaceTimed you. You were the first
Oh.
person. Like I said, you are embedded so much in this story. And I was like, Anna, like, do you think that looks positive? And you were like, I think it is. And like,
Mhm.
there was just this like joy, this relief, this like, I did it. Like,
Yeah.
I got
Mhm.
fit. I started eating well. Like, I did it. I did it. Like, I beat the
Mm.
system. Like, I am pregnant. Like, and I was
Yeah.
like, this is perfect because I really wanted to start coaching at Slam. And where I was at the time, they were looking for a coach. And I was like, this is perfect. This is my in. I'm going to start my pregnancy fitness like journey. And this is like how I'm going to rebrand my existence. Like I am going to be
Oh, wow. I didn't
pregnant,
realize that.
fit.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is great because now I have the nutritional literacy, I have the gym etiquette of my own garage, and I have the gym split, and I have all these things. And now I'm pregnant, and now I can marry the two and post about it and learn more about
Mm-hmm.
it and get certified to coach and to like walk through fitness in a safe way, pregnant, and share that journey, because now it's these two things that it's my motherhood and it's fitness, and
Yeah.
they're two things
Yeah.
that I want to hold them both and just be like, yes, like there they
Yeah.
are. And I was so ready, like, I was so excited, and I had just, like, this glow, and I called my mom, and she was like, "Well, like, just wait," um, and I think it also needs to be said that, I found out when Arno was in the field, and so I was so excited
That's
to tell him,
right. Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my gosh, like, I'm gonna order a shirt, and, like, it's gonna be this whole cute thing," and so a couple weeks went by, and, like, I was feeling great, like, everything was going super well, um and I knew Arno, was coming home, and it was it was so it's so hard to, like, look back on because I had this, like, false sense of, like, invincibility almost, uh, and Arno was coming home on a Wednesday night. So I was in the gym, listening to my music, drinking my electrolytes because I, like, was just staying hydrated, doing all the things, and I was deadlifting, which I love to do. And I used the bathroom, and I was spotting. And then I was like, "Annie, it's implantation bleeding."
Mm-hmm.
Duh. I've heard that term before, so I can
Mm-hmm.
apply it to my own life. And I was like, "No big deal. Like, Arno's coming home tonight. Like, it's gonna be great. Like, he's gonna be so excited." I had taken like 3 or 4 different pregnancy tests to like show him, like present to him as he like came home. And so I like
Mm-hmm.
got Juliet up from her nap, and I was like, "All right, we're gonna ship out to Aldi and get everything ready." And yeah, we're going through the Aldi line, and I just, like, felt this, like, roll in my body. This, just, like, this, like, horrifying, like, shift, and I kinda just, like, froze, and I'm, like, paying, and, like, everything is just like, I felt just, like, strange, and I was like,
Mm.
this is not right." So I pay, like, and I was like, I need to go to the bathroom, like, right now." So I ripped Juliet out of out of the thing, and I'm, like, in the bathroom, and I was like, "I am miscarrying in an Aldi." And, it was just, like, this, like, desperate, like, I think about it now, and the way that my, like, brain, like, stepped up, it was almost as if, like, when you're, like, going up, like, 2 or 3 stairs at a time, and
Mm-hmm.
I was to get to the like, I have to figure out, like, what's going on, and I started, like, moving, like, really fast, like, through that, and I was like, "Well," and I can't slow down because 'cause I'm gonna fall back down the staircase, but I was like, "I just need to figure out, like, what's going on," and it's like it was just like a desperate, like, grab, but, like, I drove to Walgreens and got, like, $50 worth of pregnancy tests because I was like, "Well, if I take the pregnancy test and it still says pregnant, then I'm gonna still be pregnant," which is, like, such a sad, like, thing to think,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And I was just, like, so desperate to, like, keep I was like, what can I do?" And that's always been, like, a thing for me where it's like, what can I change about this
Yeah.
situation to make it what can I do?" Um And I got home, and I think over the next few hours, like, I was, like, choking on that reality that, like, have lost this pregnancy. And when I got home, and, it became very evident, without getting too graphic, that I was miscarrying. Uh, and Arno was coming home in what, 3 hours? And, like, I I started, like, panicking. I was like, "Oh my god, like, what is he gonna come home to?" Like, I desperately wanted him to experience the same joy that I had for weeks before he came home of like, "We're gonna have another baby." Like, I wanted that
Mm-hmm.
for him,
Mm-hmm.
and he came home, and I faked, like, Juliet was obviously so happy. She knew nothing. She was so happy to see him. We, give him a hug. Juliet goes to bed, and then, I was like, "Hey, so, like, what's up?" Like, and I was like, "I need to talk to you." And, like, I probably could have, like, delivered the news differently to him, but, and I, like, showed him the pregnancy test, and then he was like, "Oh," and I was like, "But wait." And I was like, "Well, like, like, actively miscarrying." And it's all, like, a little not foggy, but, like, it was so challenging to, like, have so many emotions at once where it's like, I missed my husband so much. I miss him all the time when he's gone. I was so happy to be pregnant, and then I was so devastated to not be pregnant. And, like,
Mhm.
I can't even imagine how it must have felt for him too. Like, he obviously deals with these things much differently than I do, but at some point it was decided, like, we should, maybe we should go to the doctor and, like, figure it out. So the next day we, like, spent forever, and this, like, a side tangent on the I tried to get an appointment with my OB, and they were like, "You have to just go to the emergency room." And I did
Mm.
that, and so I told the woman behind the desk what was happening. I told the triage nurse what was happening. I told the nurse that came into the room what was happening. And then, 3 and a half, 4 hours later when the doctor finally comes in, a man, by the way, and he sits down, he's like, "So tell me what's going on." And I told him, I was like, "Well, I'm X amount of weeks pregnant and I'm miscarrying." He goes, he's like, "All right, good, good." And I didn't, like, get in his face, but I was like, "Is it?" And, like, it I I didn't know what to like, I couldn't believe that was happening to me. And he eventually, like, left the room, and the nurses came back in, and they, like, apologized. They're like, "We're gonna pull someone else." Like, he's just been, like, he's on, like, autopilot. And I said, "He just told me that my miscarriage, like, was good, good." Like, "Oh, good, good." And I'll never forget
Oh
it.
my
As long as I live,
gosh.
I'll never forget it. Um,
Oh my gosh.
it was disgusting. But yeah, and then it's sort of from there, it just, like, again, you are part of the story. A couple days later, you delivered sweet, beautiful Mia, and,
Mhm.
you sent me pictures. I think I was asking, I was like, "I wanna see pictures of Mia," and, like, you sent me, and then, like, I was checking on you, and you being, like, the person you are, turned around and were like, "Well, like, how are you feeling, like, about your pregnancy?" And in the
Mhm.
same because I know you've touched on it before on the podcast about your own experience, um, and I knew I only had to say, like, a couple words to you, uh, that I
Mm.
had
Yeah.
some hard news, and that's the exact thing that you told me.
Ugh, just got
Um,
chills. I
yeah,
know.
and I was like, "I know, like, I only need to say, like, a couple things to Anna, and she'll know. Like, she'll know." Um, and it was just I also felt like in that moment, like, that's gonna sound so lame, but, like, I was like, I feel like I was, like, reaching out to, like, grab onto you to, like, "Oh, we're gonna be moms of 2 now," and then, like, all of a sudden, like, I, like, fell, like, back down into the abyss, and, like, you just, like, kept going, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna miss her," and I was like, "Annie, you're being so dramatic, like, just like, it's fine." But I was like,
Oh.
I was so close to, like,
Yeah.
having it, you know?
Yeah.
Um, and then the next few weeks, I like it's really hard because I started, like, wondering, like, "Well, why?" And
Mhm.
whenever I would tug on that string, I was like, "Move on, move on, move on, like, keep going up the stairs, like, just keep going." Um,
Mhm.
and I thought there was a few times where I was like, I asked for too much. Like, my life is already
Mm.
so blessed. I asked for too much, and that's, like, a reoccurring thought that I'll mention
Mm.
probably again, where it's like, "I have it all right now, so why" like,
Mhm.
I'm being selfish for wanting more.
Mhm.
Um, and then I think the most challenging thing and I know the internet lasts forever, so I know that there is a chance that, like, Logan will see this one day maybe, I don't know, but
Mhm.
I need that sweet little boy to know that, like, he was one of the most, like, prayed for children,
Aw.
and,
Yeah.
like, It's so funny because like I found, not to make it like too spiritual, but like I found God in many ways in
Mhm.
that year. And it was first this like guilt of like I pray like I asked for too much from God to be like, I
Mm.
want another baby. And then it was like then I got like punished for asking for it. And there was just this real confusion that I
Mhm.
experienced about it. Um, but I prayed for that pregnancy and then like in those, and mind you, it was 3 weeks apart that I got pregnant with Logan.
Yep.
I did not have a cycle.
Yep.
So when they were trying to figure out my gestational age with Logan, I
Mhm.
gave them my miscarriage date. And I
Yeah.
was like, this is sickening. Um, and when I found out about my pregnancy with Logan, all the joy was gone.
Yeah.
It was like there was no pink glasses, there was no glow, there was nothing. It was fear.
Yeah.
Immediate fear of and like disbelief. I was like, well, I I'm not gonna get attached right now.
Yeah.
And whereas before it was like I
Mm.
was so excited and I lost that.
Right. Right.
Um and I was like, why am I not happy?
Mm.
Like what's wrong with me?
Mhm.
And it was almost like from that point on, I was like, I gave life to an anxiety that I have never experienced. Where
Wow.
wherein wherein that like I think you asked like what were some of the thoughts, and it was like that
Yep.
there is something genetically wrong with my eggs. If
Mm.
not worst case scenario, it's both of us. Best case scenario, it's one of us. But that's why the miscarriage happened.
Yep.
And my mind just took off and I had
Mm.
no control. No control.
Mm.
And for a while I was like faking it big time. I was like, oh, like in the gym at like 16 weeks, having a panic attack, being like, I
Yeah.
am not putting it weight on the bar. I'm not doing anything. Like I feel sick. Like my brain is not accepting the life that I was living like prior to being pregnant. And like it wasn't like letting me move forward in pregnancy. Like I didn't believe it. Every ultrasound, I was like a nightmare.
Mm.
And the nurses like all came to know me like very well. 'Cause, like I would come in and I would start off and be like, well, like, I'm not like a chill mom. We know, we know. Um, and
I know they all
uh,
loved you though. I know that they just adored you.
it was the first thing I said every single time. They're like, like it's okay, like we know. And at one point in the pregnancy, they discovered that I had a velamentous cord insertion, which basically means like the placenta and the umbilical cord are not connected the way they should be.
Oh,
And it
wow.
can lead to intrauterine growth restriction and low lying placenta. And if you Google it, it says it's a very rare 1%
Mm.
high risk pregnancy that often results in stillbirth. And so I found this out at around like 20 weeks. And so
Wow.
I was a nightmare. I was a nightmare. And
It's like
I
all
had,
alarms are going off in
yeah,
your body. Like your body is like, we are not safe. We are not safe. Like this is not safe. Like the
exactly.
baby's not safe.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's
Nothing
like
is safe.
how can you function and go throughout life when your body is like the whole house is on fire? Like
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And like there was there was nothing that anyone could tell me like it was going to be okay. And that transitioned into, I had really wanted to go for a VBAC and the developmental cord insertion. He was transverse. He was also, and this is what triggered more postpartum or prepartum at this point, anxiety was he was measuring, his head was 99th plus percentile, but
mm,
like the rest of him was either small or average. And I need every person who's listening to this, if they're having a baby, take the ultrasound measurements with a grain of salt because they are not.
yeah.
That
They
is
can be
not the
like
be
a
all end all.
pound. They can be like a
Yes,
pound off in either direction, right?
yes.
Yeah.
And so but like I'm going to these ultrasounds. I'm leaving and I'm googling why is my baby's head so big?
Yeah.
what's going on? Like, what could it be?
Yeah.
And the anxiety is sort of just like building, building, building. But I'm
Yeah.
just like, once he gets here, it's gonna be fine. Once he gets
Mm.
here, it's gonna be fine. And that's the biggest joke in the world because I should have just like, like I want to go back and just like wring my neck and be like, Kitty, that's not how it works. Like
Mm.
and even people going into the second C-section, like, oh, the second one's like so much better. Like it's so much easier. And it was 1,000 times worse. It was so
Really?
bad. It was so bad. I was crying and throwing up and
Oh.
shaking and like was so
Oh.
worried and like I and so there's a really funny story. Like I was looking up and obviously everyone's like masked in the OR and I'm like looking up at this nurse and I'm like, oh my God, she's got like my aunt's eyes. Like she's so comforting. My aunt is like very dear to me. I was like, this is
Mhm.
my aunt Sheila. She's right there. She's comforting me. And I was like, after he was born, I was telling my mom this story because it's her sister. And I was like, yeah, mom, like I was looking up at her and like I got sick and she was stroking my hair. And Arno goes, I was the one stroking your hair. Arno was like
No.
sitting. I was like, oh, because I was looking up at this one, like at her, because she was holding this like sick up
Yeah.
bag, and Arno's just like on the other side, like poor man, just like trying to like pet me and make me feel better.
Aw.
Got
That's
no credit,
awesome.
but yeah. So, but for a few weeks, I was like, after he was born, I was like, oh, this is good. Like it is fine. I did have like a
Mhm.
little like worry. I was like, is the pediatrician would come in, and I was like, they got us out of the hospital in 24 hours, which
Wow.
was shocking.
Yeah.
I was like, we just cut open, but okay, yeah, let's
Yeah.
go home. But the pediatrician's like, yeah, he looks normal. He looks perfect. He looks fine. His APGAR was like 10 out of 10. I was like, he's fine. And I was like,
Mhm.
oh, I was like, oh, all that worry for nothing.
Yeah.
But then I got home. Then I got home and I started like little by little being like, no, his head's too big. Um, like, no, there's something. My
Yeah.
body, Anna, was like telling me that like I needed to prepare for something bad.
Yeah.
Something was gonna happen. Like,
Mhm.
they missed something. They
Mm.
like we went to the pediatrician. We ended up he had like a what I thought was a breathing problem. And the pediatrician couldn't diagnose it. So they said just the emergency room. The emergency room freaked me
Wait,
out.
is this when you
Yeah.
texted me about you sent me a video of him breathing? And I was
I was
like,
like,
not to scare you, but I think it's an emergency or something like that. I'm so
yeah,
sorry if I
like
was wrong, by the way.
the retracted breaths.
Yes.
So we got to the emergency room and they watched him breathe for a while and they were like, he's just a little congested and
Oh, okay.
they were like, they should have never sent you here because they could see
Oh.
how it was impacting me. Um,
Oh. I'm so
they were like,
sorry.
please don't go back to that pediatrician. And they actually hooked us up with a new pediatrician, Dr. B, who I miss so much. He actually used to
Oh,
run. I
wow.
know.
That's great of them to do that, like,
It was
to hook you up with someone else.
so in
Wow.
North Carolina at Fort Bragg, they have like a pediatrics only emergency room, which is
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah,
So,
that's great.
and the pediatrician we ended up seeing after that was like the resident for like 10 years there. So like
Oh,
it was amazing.
wow.
And he saw right through me. He saw right through me. He was like, you're gonna this you're gonna be the problem. Not in like a problematic way, but he was like, um, I would call the office all the time. I'd be like, I remember Anna, I would be up in my room and Arno would be like, don't be using your phone to call the office. And I would call the office and they'd be like, I think Logan has a very rare genetic disease. Pretty much like every few days. I would be like, I want him to come in and get tested for like a very rare genetic disease. And they were like,
Mhm.
we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And I would come up with, I was sobbing, Anna, like pushing the stroller down the street at like a month postpartum. And I was so thoroughly convinced that I had asked for too much from God and I was now
Oh.
being punished, that my life was
Oh.
perfect the way that it was.
Oh,
Um,
Annie, I'm so
that
sorry.
there was something wrong with Logan.
Mhm.
That he it went from, and I need other moms to like hear this and be like, it is normal to maybe not normal, but common, maybe is a better word. I don't know what the word is, but I was like, he has cerebral palsy.
Mm.
He has forehead bossing. He has autism. I drank too much Diet Coke when I was pregnant and he has autism. I literally,
Yeah.
Anna, there was a targeted ad on my Facebook and it said drinking too much Diet Coke while pregnant linked to autism. And I had a full
Wow.
on rocking back and forth on the couch meltdown. And
Oh.
Arno was just sitting there holding me. And I was like, I gave him autism. Like, I drank too much Diet Coke. He's like, and Arno, I swear, the biggest life hack for like postpartum is choosing the right partner because that
Yeah.
man,
Amen.
that that man sat beside me and like I would be rocking the baby and he was rocking me and
Oh.
he would just hold me and like he's like he would mantra me almost. He would be like, "You're safe. You have two healthy, beautiful children. I love you. Like I'm not going anywhere. Like everything's okay."
Oh.
And just like steady me.
Wow.
Um, and he was what I know one of the things you asked me was like, what moved the needle for you? It was, um, not to like give him all the credit, but he played a huge part in like
Wow.
watching me
Yeah.
completely fall apart. From stem to stern, I was undone. Like,
Mhm.
and I couldn't, obviously the lack of sleep and this and that and the other thing with newborns, but I could not get through a single day without having an actual meltdown. And
Wow.
it's so funny because, I remember posting this picture around Christmas time. We, like, went to the botanical gardens to see the lights, and I think
Mhm.
my caption was something like, "What more could I ask for?" or something, and I posted it, and I was like, "I'm a fraud," because I came home and I cried, and I cried, and I cried, and that was one of the worst days of my life, that exact day, and it's on my grid, it's on my Instagram, you can still go see it.
Mhm.
That was one of the worst days of my entire life. And I just sat
Wow.
there smiling, hosting my family at Christmas time.
Mhm.
And I think it was like the week before Christmas, I like messaged my OB and I was like, I need help. I'm not doing well. Like uh, I I need help like badly because I can't turn my brain off. I'm at the playground with Juliet and Logan and Arno's at the gym or something. He had so much paternity leave, it was great. And I'm like soliciting random moms, opening the baby holder, being like, "Do you think my baby's head looks big?" Like, Anna, like strangers on the street, and I'm like,
Mhm.
like, I look back and I'm like, that is a crazy person. That's a crazy
Mhm.
person doing those things. And yeah, it's just it was the most afraid I have ever been. I didn't have a single nerve to go off of. It was the
Wow.
lack of sleep, the
Mhm.
the absolute nonstop fear that started, um, pretty much, like, at my miscarriage, like, and then forward. It
Wow.
just balled and balled and balled. It was just like a snowball, and I never dealt with it, and it just backfired, like, so badly.
Wow.
So, yeah, and then again, I don't wanna bring, like, too much of it into it, but, um, I I always, like, remind myself that, like, that year I found God in a couple ways, and none
Mhm.
of them were at church. None of them were on a
Yep.
Sunday.
Yep.
None of them were the way that you think. It was like I literally was like white knuckle praying at 3 in the morning with this baby.
Oh.
And my prayers were so messy. It literally just looked like me saying like, "God, help me. Help me. Help me. Help me." Like over and over and over again. Like I can't even like think about it now because it's just
Mhm.
like it was just
Mhm.
this like desperate plea like like just help me. Like figure out like why am I feeling this way? Like
Mhm.
I have like I said before, like, I have like, motherhood was for me. Like, this was
Mm.
something that, like, was my God-given gift. Like, I meant to be a mom, like, why is it here? And I won't accept this, like, this beautiful child. Like, I'm convinced there's something wrong, and, like, why can't I get over that?
Yeah.
Um, like a horrifying time in my life.
It's beautiful that I think when we were talking one time, you said, I didn't find God in church. I found God crying on
Yeah,
the bathroom floor. And
yeah,
I will never get over that. Like, it's beautiful
yeah.
because it's real. You know what I mean? What was the other way that you said? You
It
said
is
a
real.
couple ways. Was it the group of women that invited you in?
Yeah, yeah. So and I
The
was like,
village.
God moves. Yes, God moved through them, and I so believe that like deeply.
Aw.
Um, and I hope it's okay if I like name drop them, but
Yes, please give a shout
yeah,
out.
my dear friend Josie, who I actually met in Clarksville, and she randomly
Mhm.
moved into my like we didn't chit chat very much, and then I noticed that she moved into my neighborhood
Yeah.
in North Carolina. Um, I had reached out to her after giving birth when it was bad, and I was like, "Hey, like I'm like not doing so well," and she's like, instead of she was like, "Why don't you come to Bible study?" And I was like, "What?" I was like, no, I'm
Mhm.
like, I don't like I'm not doing well. She's like, just come, like so calmly. She's so calm. She's so gentle. She's so beautiful. She's like, just come. And she showed me the way.
Mhm.
And my friend Becca, it was at her house and her home. Like I walked in and I felt it was so funny. I was like giving myself like a pep talk. I was like,
Mhm.
don't immediately trauma dump on all of these moms, okay? You're new here. This is like their established thing. Like, please, like Annie, like just be cool, be cool, be
Yep.
cool. Like, I had the new baby. I was like, just come as an observer, be a fly on the wall, be quiet, just learn, like feel God. Like just listen to the
Mhm.
prayers or the Psalms or whatever it is they read. I'm very new to the Bible, so like
Yes.
forgive me. But I'm like, just be in the Bible study.
Yeah.
And I like walk in and like within 5 minutes, I'm just sitting there, like, screaming, bawling, like, "What the
Oh.
Like, and Becca's house was so beautiful, and she's so sweet and kind, and, my friend Cindy was right there, or, like, I sh we had these prayer papers that we'd print out for
Mhm.
the new year, and it was like, "What are your prayers for the year?" And I still have
Mm.
it. All she did was write her phone number down, and she was like she made me feel so,
Aw.
like, real. She was like, "I'm
Aw.
still in it." I swear that group of women, like, saved me. To this day, I don't know what I would have done if I, like, didn't just, like, go there and cry. Um,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
just
it's
crazy to
so
think
good.
about. Yeah,
It's so
and that
beautiful.
Sydney said it the other day, she was like, "You don't have to say, 'But I'm grateful about
Mhm.
motherhood.' It can still be
Mhm.
hard,
Yeah.
and it doesn't need to be said, but I'm still grateful."
You don't have to, like, sugarcoat or soften the way that you feel in a moment to make it easier to digest for other people. You can just have that feeling.
It's
Like,
beautiful.
you know?
You know, like, yes, yes. Now that I've, like I don't wanna say come full circle, but,
Mhm.
I did like full disclosure, like go on SSRI
Yeah.
to deal with the anxiety and it felt very much more like anxiety than depression. But it was a very like running feeling.
Yeah.
And I had such shame about it. Like felt like
Mhm.
true shame.
Mhm.
And Arno said one day, he's like, "Well, I wouldn't shame you for getting a cast if your arm was broken." And yeah,
Snaps. I'm snapping.
I
It's so
I
good,
know. And I
Arno.
was like, I love that man. Like he I feel like our, like, love and, like, our marriage and, like, our family, like, came together in those few
Aw.
moments and, like, those months of, like, him and he took all 3 months of paternity leave at once,
Oh,
which was great.
great.
It was very
Yeah.
rare. Doesn't really happen
Yeah.
because like, his job had been shutting down and
Yeah.
he yeah, he just held me through that, and hearing it made me feel better. I was like, "Okay, it's just a cast. It's a cast. It's just a
Yes.
cast for my brain. Like, that's
That's
all it is.
good.
Just coming back down." Um, and I ended up
Absolutely.
seeing, like, a therapist, like, specific for postpartum, um, and she worked with me until we moved, and then I tapered off of the SSRI, and I was like, "Huh, I'm okay." I was like, "Oh, oh." And then I like pick
Yeah.
Logan up and I'm like, I love this baby. Like, look at his big little head. And I'm just like, I love it here. Like this,
Oh.
now it feels right. But there were so many
Yeah.
days in the beginning where we were taking him to the chiropractor where Arno was like, we're not going back.
Yeah.
He was like, we're not coming back here because you're not going to be sitting in the chiropractor sobbing about
Yeah.
my son's big head. And the chiropractor is suggesting that you come back 3 times a week and you can barely, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
He's fine. Like Arno,
Yeah.
he is fine. He's beautiful. He's a happy little baby. He's
Yeah.
perfect. But my brain was so, well, there was something wrong at one point. So
Mm-hmm.
are you sure?
Yeah.
Like, are you sure? And like nobody could tell me that everything was going to be fine. No one.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Like, cause you read those, like when you were Googling about, what was the condition that he had when he was in the womb? What was it called again?
The filamentous cord insertion.
Yeah. And so when you look at that and you're like, oh, there's like a 1% chance that this could happen to anybody. And yet it happened to me. So like clearly, like
Yes.
everything is out the window and anything can happen. So I think your brain just like latches on. I mean, I don't know, but it just seems like your brain just latches on to those thoughts as a way of like to protect yourself or whatever. But I want to know now, looking back, because I know maternal mental health is so important to you now more than ever. And we just celebrated Maternal Mental Health Month in May, right? It was May.
Yes.
And so do you feel like you have any advice for soon-to-be mamas or postpartum mamas who feel like they're just in that place that you were in, like in the absolute thick of it? Like, I know that you said there was nothing that nobody could say to you to like make you feel better. But do you feel like you would go back and tell yourself anything?
Yeah. And I took this question like very seriously because as much as like nobody could tell me, it did like still feel good to like have people telling me that he's okay. I'm not believing it yet.
Yeah.
But like the thought coming in that it's going to be okay was helpful, despite the thought going out being like, it's not okay. There's an emergency. There's something that needs to be done. I need to understand. I need to diagnose. I need to test.
Yeah.
It was still important to listen to the people telling me that it was okay and not just be like, well, they don't know. And sort of like if the pediatrician who studies babies is telling you that your baby is okay, like sometimes it's okay to listen to them. And so many people talk about the mom gut, and I like fully like rejected my mom gut because my mom gut was telling me, my mom gut was like, there is something wrong and you need to figure it out immediately. My mom gut turned on me so badly. That being said, like I also have an unreliable gut as it is with my celiac disease. So like it tracks that like my gut doesn't work either way. Okay.
It's funny that you mentioned that though, because like I've never felt that way about my gut. Like people are like, trust your gut, trust your gut. I think Nate is really good about that. Like he has very good like intuition about some things.
Yeah.
I feel that way only about certain things. Like if I meet somebody and I have a gut feeling about them, usually I'm right. But other than that, I'm like, I don't know what my gut is telling me. So it's never helpful for me to hear that either.
It honestly, it was not helpful. I was like, the mom gut doesn't, I don't have the mom gut.
Yeah.
I mean, I have the mom gut,
Yeah.
But like, I don't have the metaphorical mom gut as it were.
Yeah.
But, some advice, is like to not wait to ask for help because,
it's so good.
at least in my case, like I feel lucky to have been versed in mental health to be like, oh, I need to ask for help here.
Yeah.
And
that was one of my takeaways from your story is
Yeah.
you reached out to your OB. Like
That's
it
pretty
makes
quick.
me Because don't they always do the assessments with the
Mm,
maternal mental health? So did they just
yeah.
not, was that just not enough of a red flag for them?
So I had been telling my because I was doing it at the pediatrician. The pediatrician, the
Yeah.
OB, and your primary care all give that test,
Yeah.
not Edison, the Edinburgh test
Yes.
or the
Yes.
Edinburgh scale. Um, and my numbers were so bad. They were so bad.
Yeah.
Uh, um, and I at my 6-week appointment, I was like, "Yeah, I'm not good. Like, we don't even need to go through this." And she was like, "Look, let's get it started like right now." Um, and
What
it did
started?
take a while for like the medicine to
Oh,
start and to
okay.
help. And like I think also like that like I would want moms to know that like treatment is effective and it is safe and there is no shame behind it. And like carry Arno's words that like the cast and the broken arm, okay?
Yeah.
Carry that because like that's exactly what it is. There's no like
Mm.
it doesn't make you like a failure as a mom. Like I wake up every single day and like smile at that baby. He smiles at me and I love him. And like
Mm-hmm.
I love both of them. And like I have found my way back to being like, oh yes, this was in fact my calling. Like, whew,
Yeah.
got scared there for a minute that like maybe I, didn't I didn't make the right call, but I did. Um,
Mm.
and also accept help. Like if I had
Mm.
been closed off and had stayed isolated, I don't think I would have had the same like outcome. So don't wait to ask for help. Um, don't carry shame about it. Um, know that there is treatment, it is effective, and it doesn't last forever. It doesn't
That's
last
so
forever. This
good.
does not last forever. Um, I say it like over and over, like it's not going to be forever. Like when you're
Mm-hmm.
in the pit, it is not forever. Like you will claw your way out and you will be okay. Like, and sometimes it looks like a big fight. Like sometimes you do claw your way out, and sometimes it looks like just being in that moment and like time will pick it up and time will move you forward and it feels like it's never gonna get there, but it does. Like it does. I remember being like, I hate to wish this time away. It's not about wishing it away. It's about knowing that you're like in a bad spot and you want
Yeah.
that to be gone.
Yeah.
It's not about, oh, like I don't want to be with my 8-week old. That's not
Mm-hmm.
it. You don't want to be with yourself at that moment. And
Mm.
that's okay. You will come back to yourself.
Beautiful, Annie. That's so good.
Thank you. The last thing, and it trickles into my life like here and there is that it's so hard because of our generation, but like social media will destroy you
Mm.
and
Yes.
Google will destroy you.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't touch on it at all, but there was a point where I was so bad that Arno had to take
Mm-hmm.
my take my phone like a petulant child and
Mm-hmm.
hide it on a cabinet that I couldn't reach. And I was, you know, post C-section. I can't be climbing on the cabinets to go get my phone. Um, and it,
It's a good man
and
right
it,
there.
yeah,
That's
exactly. And I was like,
awesome.
I hated him in the moment, but like he
Yeah.
knew, like I was social media. It tore me apart. Like it would show me the Diet Coke ad. It would show me
Yeah.
these rare
Mm.
genetic diseases, and so just to as a new mom, I think I wish I would have taken like a social media break.
It's really good, Annie. That's all great advice. I have one more question for you
Yes.
as we wrap this up. We're time traveling
Oh my
and
gosh.
you're 55 years old, 55-year-old Annie Vaganay. Um and Juliet and Logan are out of the house and you're no longer a stay-at-home mom. You're like an empty nester. What what advice do you think your 55-year-old self would give you right now?
I am like painfully aware that I am like in the good old days right
Yep,
now.
I know,
Um,
same.
painfully aware. My mind creates little poems throughout the day about them, and I'm just like, I could make myself cry if I wrote this down. But I think it's so trite. I feel like it's an answer that like every mom would say is just like just soak it all in and just like I mean every night when I put Logan down and Arnold puts Juliet down, when I go to like the staircase to come downstairs, she is not asleep yet. And she'll poke out and be like, "Will you rock me?" And Arno's already down on
Oh,
the couch. She's
stop.
been asleep for like 10 minutes as I'm nursing him to sleep. And I think my 55-year-old self would be like, just don't stop doing it. Don't stop doing it
Aw.
until she doesn't ask.
Oh.
Be okay with a boring day.
Yeah. Yeah,
What more could you
absolutely.
want? What more could you
Yeah.
want? Like
Mhm.
let it be boring. Let it be
Yeah.
boring. Like we tear ourselves open to become mothers and it's like,
Literally.
okay, then
Tore both times.
yes, literally like yes, like that like it's yeah. It's just oh, yeah. And just
So good.
don't shy away from like the hardship of motherhood just because it was hard for a season. I would go through it all again 1,001 times every single time. I look at that little baby's face. I'm like, I would do it again. Like I would go
Aw.
through every single pit of like those few days, like weeks, days. I would do it
Mhm.
forever.
It's amazing. Well,
Yeah.
I know that she's gonna be so proud of you for everything that you have overcome and been through, and I can't wait to get to know 55-year-old Annie. I hope she's still in the Gaines garage.
Yes.
She's gonna be the fittest grandma in the world. You're probably gonna retire in New England, let's be honest. You're gonna have a
Probably.
beautiful garden. You're gonna have a saltbox
Oh my
house.
gosh. Yes, you remember. Of course you do. Of course you do. I want a soapbox house. Yes, I do.
Oh. I love what your friend said about this would all be worth it if it was for one person. And I know that this is going to help so many women that listen to it. And even if it just helps one, this was worth it. And I love that. This is a conversation
That's
that
all
we'll
it
get to
is.
keep forever, right?
Yes. That's what I'm doing it for.
I love you, friend. Thanks for listening. You can find highlights, teasers, tips and tricks, and even more encouragement at ldf.pod on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. By the way, if you'd like to see a specific guest on the podcast, maybe someone you follow or an author or speaker that you love, send me a message and I'll try my best to get them on. Most importantly, if this show is genuinely adding to your life, don't forget to write a written review sharing why you love this podcast. This could really just be one sentence. This is the most impactful way to support the podcast, support me, and get these conversations into more women's lives. Okay, that's it for now. See you guys next time.